What are you doing?
Just playing games. What about you?
I'm so hungry. Let's go out and grab something to eat.
Go out? I'm really tired and I'm very much into this game, so let's order.
Order? The pizzeria is just around the corner. Plus, it will cost us like €2 more to order.
So what?
So what? You don't care it's €2 more expensive even though the pizzeria is right down there?
No, I don't care. I don't really remember the last time I went there. Hey, how are you?
Hey Adi, how are you? Look, let's go out. Today is a sunny day. You know how I love sunny days.
Oh yes, sure. What do you want to do?
You know what? I've heard about this chocolate museum. It's supposed to be amazing, but it's like €3, but the queues are insane. We have to go out right now. If we delay, we won't get in.
Chocolate museum. Yeah, that sounds cool. But right now, I'll at least take an hour to get ready.
An hour? Okay. Let's buy the tickets online then. Let me check. Okay, I'm checking. Oh no, hell no. Tickets are like double the price online. I don't believe it. You know what? Doesn't matter. Like, don't even shower. Just go dirty. We have to leave now.
Come on, Julia. Even if it's double the price, it's just €6. Plus, I'll have my time and we'll save the queue as well. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our video.
So with these two acts, we have tried to show you guys two different situations in which we as consumers choose convenience over cost.
Our research question is, how much premiums are consumers willing to pay for convenience?
But what is convenience really?
In the past, marketing researchers have defined convenience as being a quality that individuals place value on and active search for in a product or service. There are 4 dimensions to convenience. The first one is the factor of time. This refers to the time that is saved, which makes a transaction convenient for someone. The second one is place, which alludes to the fact that the perception of convenience will change depending on the place the consumer is at the moment and of the transaction. Then there is the power of acquisition. Depending on the budget, a person will be able to pay more, less, or nothing for convenience. Finally, there is use. This refers to the personal use someone will draw from that specific good or service. These dimensions relate to 2 universal human tendencies, a time-saving orientation and a comfort orientation. When combined, these 2 make up the convenience orientation and account for the consumption of convenience-driven goods and services. Researchers have categorized convenience to be a topic for the 1980s and 1990s. This is due to the socioeconomic factors that encouraged businesses and consumers to look for convenience in the products and services that they bought. Consumers' growing demand for convenience was rooted in a societal dynamic of the 80s, where the increasing numbers of dual-waged families led to more money and less time available for households. That is how consumers developed a new appreciation for time-saving products and services. A question remains open though. How have current societal dynamics affected consumers' perception and need for convenience?
In the last decades, cities have become more global and especially bigger. Currently, there are about 28 megacities in the world with about 450 million inhabitants. Living in large cities, as many other factors, influences people's lifestyles. In many cases, this has accelerated the course of everyday life. As a consequence, societies expect a faster pace in the development of many things, including products and services. Consumers nowadays are more demanding. They expect not just the product or service, they expect things to be made easy. And why shouldn't they do it that way? In today's world, new technologies make consumers' experiences much easier and more accessible. Online shopping, for example, has made shopping more convenient than ever to a lot of people. Up to this point, we learned that convenience is represented in the amount of time, energy, and effort a consumer perceives to save in order to complete a decision cycle. We summarized these factors in time, comfort, and accessibility.
In many cases, consumers buy time by paying premiums. In others, they use comfort as a variable of convenience, seen for example through privileged boarding in flights. The convenience of accessibility could be seen in 24-hour supermarkets or surcharge on cab fares after midnight.
The question marketing and consumers' behavior research have to yet answer is what convenience means for today's customers and how to quantify its value added. So here is what consumers have to say.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Many
Yes.
times.
Many.
Yes.
Yes. Interesting.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yes. So you didn't go in because of the line.
Or I went out because of the line.
Oh, you.
Yes, they have. If a queue is incredibly long, obviously, you will often give up on the occasion because it'll be too time consuming.
To your home.
Yes.
Why?
To save time.
To save time.
Well, it depends, but between 5 and 10
Your
euros.
home.
I think not.
Not
Oh,
your groceries.
maybe 2 years or 5.
2 to 5.
Nothing, but it depends on the whole amount of money.
Will you?
Well, most frequently, I actually live near a wonderful set of fresh markets, stalls of fresh fruit and vegetables, and fresh butchers and all these things. So usually, I'll find very good places to purchase goods, and I will not need to get it delivered. So personally, it's not something that has affected my life so far. Would it be necessary? I mean, should I live very far away from a civilization or something? Then I might consider something like that.
As we saw in the interviews with everyday consumers, the convenience perception varies depending on people. It is not anchored to a specific behavioral pattern.
To build on this understanding, we created a specific questionnaire with driving factors such as industries and situations for which consumers are ready to pay a premium on convenience. Through an online questionnaire, we interviewed over 60 young people from around the world. Out of all the respondents we interviewed, around 65% preferred local stores to shop over online shopping. This resonates with the fact that accessibility is an important factor that consumers consider. For example, a consumer looking to buy a case for a newly bought mobile phone would buy from a local store than online, just to gain access to the product at that very moment. It also relates to the fact that many times consumers have a need to touch and feel products before they buy it. 70% of the consumers also said that access to a variety of product is an important factor to choose from where they buy.
In another instance, the questionnaire revealed that around 22% of the respondents are willing to pay a premium of up to 15% on communication and technology, as compared to a premium of only 10% on healthcare and beauty. This shows that the premium consumers are willing to pay depends heavily on which industry they are spending on and their individual preference for it. Our questionnaire revealed that around 10% of consumers are ready to pay a premium of 20% or more on food and beverages. But on what depends how much they are willing to pay really? So, from our questionnaire, we learned that there are certain categories where people are willing to pay a higher premium than in other categories. This is directly related to their personal preferences for a product or service.
However, it is hard to determine the approximate of the premium's price that consumers are ready to pay because it depends on a lot of factors like situation, interest at that moment, experience, and budget.
Also, the place of consumption is also highly likely to influence the extent to which a consumer is going to pay a premium for a product or service. Consumers in public places, for example, may place more emphasis on social and convenience values.
If a company wants to know that how much premium on convenience for a product or service is customer ready to pay, it has to focus on situational and customer-specific factors to devise the pricing strategy. So that was the end.
Thank you for watching. Bye!